What's happening, guys? So Nate back here, and in today's video we are talking about the biggest reasons why people fail with e-com, print on demand, or drop shipping. If that's you, you want to stick around because I'm going to get right to it. All right, guys, so let's get into this topic today. This could be a deep topic because it's right personal issue that I went through, and that's why I'm making this video, so that I can actually address this, because I had the exact same problem when I was getting started. Let me say it, right? The biggest problem that people face when they're starting an online business, right, or an online e-com store, is they lock themselves into a specific niche or product way too fast. They have already built out their store. They've spent weeks, if not months, branding, and they've never ran a single ad. And they just decided, hey, I wanna make a store about cats. I wanna make a store about husky dogs. And they spend so much time building and researching and whatever, but they never actually test the market, right? They never actually get down to the process of running ads, seeing if it sells. Is it the market? Am I even able to make sales in this market? And what happens is, most of the time, you fail. You fail big time. Your first product's not a winner. Your second product's not a winner. Your third product's not a winner. And now you have this store that you can't make any sales on, and you're all discouraged because you spent so much time preparing it and thinking about it and thinking about all the cool things you're gonna buy, because you're gonna make all this money because you were told that if you just make the store, people come. Or you just make the store and they're gonna buy. While you definitely need a store, right? If you do it the wrong way, the sales do not just appear inside your store. And so let me tell you a little bit about what I went through, how I failed when I started. Maybe this will help open up a little bit. My first e-com store in 2008 was an online candle store, believe it or not. Yeah, it was. It was candles being sold online in a subscription format, believe it or not. So people would sign up to the website, they would take a personal profile. They would see what kind of personality they have. When they finish that profile, we would, a personality trait marker saying, hey, you are this type of personality. And then we would fit them. Hey, you know what? We think you would like these candle scents. Would you like to sign up for the membership? I think it was $29 a month, and I think a month or something like that, $24.99 a month, and free shipping, and you get one big ass candle a month. Let's just say I worked on that for 2 years, I would say close to 2 years, before I finally gave up, before I was like, okay, this is not working. But in those 2 years, it was definitely a good experience. I learned a lot. I learned how to build web pages. I learned Photoshop. I learned, outreach. I learned PR. I learned a lot of things about business doing that. So I don't regret the experience. However, I did waste 2 years because I did things wrong, and I didn't have a mentor to tell me what I was doing was not actually income producing activities. It was just, do I think this could work? Oh yeah, let's spend 2-3 weeks getting things prepared, and let's go test it. And then that's kind of what happened. So I had the website. I did no market validation. I did not know if people wanted a candle subscription. I had no idea if that was even a thing, but in my head, I thought it was great. I talked my friend into coding website from scratch, before there was Shopify, before there was BigCommerce, before there was, I think Magento existed, but it wasn't something I wanted because I needed the subscription stuff. And then so I talked my programmer friend. I was like, hey, let's build me this. We'll share the profits or whatever. Somehow I convinced him. He built it, spent a year of his life, maybe 6-8 months on it, building a website, e-com store from scratch with custom everything. And my job was the marketing. So he was building and I was doing the marketing, and it was rough, guys. We're talking, I didn't know anything about ads at the time, and I knew that margins on the product were already super thin. I had $6 or $7 cost per good, and then shipping a heavy ass candle in the mail. You know, the cheapest was $5.50, and then if you want to ship to Alaska, we're talking like $10.50. And so I'm selling for $24, but like it's costing me $18, $19 in some cases, you know, total cost of goods and shipping, not ads, right? So I would have like no money for ads. I would have like $4 or $5 in some cases for ads. And I'm like, I don't think I can make ads work. And I definitely tried. I tried AdWords, I tried Facebook. Now this is like 2008. Facebook ads were like brand new. Tried Facebook ads. Believe it or not, I got sales on Facebook. Like that was my first experience with Facebook ads and making sales was on, and I thought like, okay, this was something I could do. And then what was funny was, you know, like eventually it just wasn't profitable. I spent like thousands of dollars and I made, you know, a few sales, right? Maybe a dozen or something. I knew it was possible. I just wasn't there yet. But then I hired this, what do you call it? Marketing agency. I hired a marketing agency and say, hey, you know what? Maybe you're better at ads than me. So I hired the marketing agency and I paid them $2,000 to do my ads for a month. I gave them a budget of $5,000 and like $2,000 of retainer or whatever for future work or whatever. So it was like, here's a $2,000 retainer and here's $5,000 worth of ads. And they blew all $5,000 in my first month and we made 0 sales. I did better myself with my before, like trying to run ads or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I fired them. I was like, this is not cool. Like, and so now I'm running really thin on money. My partner, he's like losing interest. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what I ended up doing, and it ended up working. I ended up not trying to run ads anywhere. I not trying to do PR. Like I did so much trying to do PR, like contact all these blog people, like, hey, write an article about me. And some of that worked. I'll tell you a future story about that, how that worked for me, but it still didn't give consistent sales. But the end of the story is what worked for me was I shut down the entire e-commerce store. I removed the subscription and I sent supplies, like pre-made candles. I shipped those to Amazon FBA. And just by uploading products into Amazon FBA, I had success on Amazon. So, but that's a whole different story. But what I wanted to make this video about, what I wanted to tell you was, I was locked into one product, one business model, one website. I was locked into that. I made the decision before I even knew I could make sales, before I knew I could make sales, that hey, this is the product that I chose. This is the product that I have to sell. You know what? Now I have to go figure out how to sell it. And it took way longer to reach success because I was stuck in the box, right? I was stuck in that box and I couldn't get out because I locked myself saying, hey, I have to sell this. I have to figure out how to do ads. I have to figure out how to do PR. I have to figure out some way to, do influencer. I even did influencers back then in 2008, 2009. There was a website, it wasn't Instagram, there was a different website that you could reach out to people and then they would promote you somehow. I think it was on Twitter actually. I can't remember. But anyways, I was trying to figure out all this stuff, like all the different marketing, how to market, like ways to do it, and all of them were failing. And when I finally had my big breakthrough, like after, like Amazon started working or whatever, that was fine. But I still didn't have that big breakthrough. When I had the big breakthrough was when I started, drop shipping, right? The reason why that was a big breakthrough for me was because I realized at the time, hey, I can test any product that I want. Find a product, I can test it, I can put it up on Facebook ads and test it, because I knew Facebook ads worked because I made sales in my first e-com business with Facebook ads. I just couldn't get it to be profitable. But once I moved to any product, I could take a product, if it didn't show promise that same day, if it didn't show promise like that first week or whatever, well, first day, obviously, I would toss it away and test another product, toss that product away, test another product, toss that away, test another product. And once you do that testing process, once you see you're not locked into anything, you're not sold on the product or the design, right? You realize you have flexibility. When you give yourself the flexibility to not. Like I say, create a brand, right? My thing is like, hey, create a brand. But you should be creating a brand once you know the product sells, once you have a niche that buys, once you know and you're already sold. If you don't have that information yet, you shouldn't be creating a box that you're gonna sell into because you're gonna struggle trying to make sales for that box. You should be testing the market and trying to gain traction any way you can. And that means being extremely open and extremely flexible with how you run your business. That's why I recommend everybody to start with a general store with unlimited niches when you're doing print on demand, because now, and this is why I love print on demand, there's unlimited targeting opportunities and there's unlimited products, right? I'm never locked into what I need to sell, how I'm gonna sell it, when it's gonna sell. I can make it sell tomorrow, it's not a problem. I can choose a new product tomorrow, it's not a problem. I can make a new design tomorrow, it's not a problem. Like, this is a huge breakthrough that I had and why I reached such success and why I created that entire testing process, what I teach, is because that testing process allows me to go test the market before I even try to sell it. That is a big factor in having success, right? If you just say, I want to go sell this, it's not guaranteed to sell. There's no guarantee. And so when I lost, I don't know, I think I all in 2 years, all in on that first e-com store, maybe $35,000 or something retarded, like a lot of money, like shipping freight containers from China full of supplies to the garage, my friend's garage, making product in the garage. It was like, oh my God, what are we doing? We're not supposed to do this. This is not smart. And that's why another reason why I love print on demand is because, I don't have to see the product. I can just done, make a sale and it's auto-fulfilled. Never touch it, never held inventory, and have no problems. It's a great business model. But back to the point of this video, do not lock yourself into a niche or a product before you know it's gonna sell. You're gonna be giving yourself a way harder time at success. If you're building a store out right now and it's not a general store, and it's a store about cats or a store about dogs or a store about whatever, you're gonna have a really hard time. I'm just telling you, it's gonna be a rough ride for you because you're not gonna be able to make that. Well, maybe you'll get lucky. I'm gonna be honest, maybe you get lucky, but you just don't do it. I'm just saying, just don't do it. Okay, guys, end of the video. If you like stuff like this, if you like my little stories, if you like my advice, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next video.